But man, oh man, they look good. So yeah, the first thing is just their connectivity as a group. The way that they seem to like each other, the way that they support one another, the way that they look like they're having fun, those things matter. When you show up to work and you're having fun, it's going to be better than when you're showing up and it's a drag. And we have absolutely seen different iterations of this team showing up to work and looking like they're having absolutely no fun. They're standing in front of the media, the body language is piss poor, the product looks flat, guys don't look engaged, guys don't feel involved, players are in and out of the lineup. It's not, it has been very different than this. The other thing is just the way Austin Matthews looks. He was as good as Nathan McKinnon was last night. He was as important as Cale Makar was last night. He was turning pucks over. He was threatening for long stretches of the game. He gets reunited with Bobby McMahon, which, by the way, good coaching by Craig Berube to make that adjustment. Craig Berube probably not getting enough credit during this stretch because we're throwing a lot of praise on the players, but he has clearly made adjustments. He has clearly gotten more guys involved. He has started to lean more. He went away from the thing that we've criticized the Leaf for year over year over year, which is even when things are going wrong, they never really moved the formula around. And instead, Craig Berube, who when things were going wrong, and it did feel a lot of the same for stretches of the season, was, oh my God, all right, Nylander back up. Oh, okay, we're just doing the same thing. All right. Power play had been stagnant for so long. Now that's flipped. Now you got a guy like Michelli on there, or Tavares sacrificing his ice time, and what are important points for a guy who is struggling the way that he is 5-on-5. There's more sacrifice on the roster. There's more minutes being spread around. There's more fun being had. There's better coaching happening. The superstar player of the team is looking great. William Nylander jumped right back into the fold and looks like himself. I think that he had a bit of a quiet game, to be honest, but that overtime, he's spectacular there. You lean on him. He forces an incredible turnover on Nathan McKinnon and then scores a goal. Things are just going great. There's really, I don't even really know what you would be complaining about right now with this team. Like what the issue would be, because I know that that's absolutely a tendency of this fan base. That's a tendency of this media market. You find things to talk about. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what it is that you would sit there and say, well, I don't like this. What's the story? That one of the goalies is going to come back and now you have three really good goalies? Ooh, compare that to where we were at a month ago. Not even a month ago, 3 weeks ago. It's nuts. Anyways, it is Leafs game day. Score a Popeye's chicken sandwich for only $6 in classic or spicy. Make it your new game day tradition. Get your $6 sandwich at a Popeye's near you. James Myrtle of The Athletic joins us now. What's up, buddy?
Plain hurt, JD. That was, why wasn't that a 9 o'clock start last night?
That's I don't know, but first of all, I don't want to hear any complaining. McKee was sending me texts last night, too, where he's like, I'm tired. Look at him going, your show starts at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. How dare you be discussing this with me? You know where Sammy is right now? He's in bed. You know where you are right now? And is that a robe? Is that a cardigan? Like you're in your little home. You're all warm in your bed, having a sweetheart of a time. I was so tired this morning that, you know, when you're drunk and you don't remember how you got home, you wake up in your bed and you're like, oh, I actually don't really remember going to sleep. I was so tired this morning that when I got to work and I walked through the doors, I went, how did I get here? I don't remember waking up and getting to this position. So nobody gets to complain. I'm sorry. Only I get to complain.
So it's going to be a good show then. It's going to be a hallucinatory show.
That's the only problem is I'm already a repeater, and I'm a little nervous about being Mr. Repeater today with a hollowed out brain. Okay, so how much has your mind changed?
Oh, I mean, night and day.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, how could it not change?
Yeah.
I guess there's the thing in the back of your mind is that how is this going to last? Like, is this what they are
totally.
now, or is this the blip, or is this? You know, this is closer to what we thought they would do coming into the season. You know, no one was saying that this was going to be an 80-point team, and all the things that we talked about, the positives with this team, that they could get good goaltending, that they would score enough goals, that they would have depth down the lineup with the forward group. It's all finally come to fruition here. So I just can't remember another Leaf season where they looked as bad as they did and then look as good as they do now. And the switch flips, and there's not one I know they had injuries, but it wasn't, like Tanev's still out. Stolars is still out. They still do have guys that are injured. It's not like it's just someone getting healthy and things have turned around. It's a lot of the guys that looked bad 15 games ago look great right now. And it's funny, that game against Vancouver, Nylander comes back and they move McMahon down to the fourth line, and everyone kind of groans and says, how can you do that? He looks so good on the first line. And I looked at it and I was like, well, I can see the rationale behind this because everyone is playing well. The other lines look so good. You don't want to break up what you have going with how well Michelli's playing. You don't want to break up what you have on the Waugh line with the way Robertson and Cowan were playing. And, with the Robertson injury and with how McMahon played last night, that kind of alleviates that concern. But it just shows how well basically everyone is going, that it can be hard to find minutes for guys right now.
Yeah, it absolutely can. I'm concerned for Robertson just in terms of the season that he's having and how good that line has looked. But yeah, the idea that you can now just plug and play, you have a whole bunch of different options at your disposal the way that guys are going. And the way that Waugh and Cowan have played, I would think that someone jumping onto that line would be far more exciting. If you're William Nylander, for example, and that was where they decided to put you, are you going to view that as a demotion? I would say no. I would say that you would maybe feel some measure of excitement getting to play with those guys. If you're, Matthew Nyes, it's the same thing. Whatever iteration of player that they decide to go with there, because the team is balanced and because they are spreading the ice time around. And I know like guys like Laughton are still last night probably only around 12 minutes, but the idea that there's going to be a night where depending on the situation or depending on who's going, that you could jump that up to an easy 16, 17, 18 minutes is not foreign to them. Like you look at the Bobby McMahon situation and he does get demoted to the fourth line and you can say whatever you want. It still is a demotion. And he ends up with 18 minutes last night because he's going, there's an injury, and he acquits himself extremely well, where he scores a goal and he's impactful throughout the entire game. I can't remember a time where the Leafs felt this balanced, lines 1 through 4 with their forward group in this era and these iterations of teams. Can you?
No, I don't think so. Not where you're looking 9, 10, 11 forwards down the lineup and saying, hey, this guy could have a big game, or this guy's going well, or this one, and it feels like what you're talking about for the first time over these last, whatever you want to call it, 10, 12 games, Berube can decide to dial up the minutes for the fourth line or dial up the minutes for the third line. And there are some games where that Waugh line isn't the third line and they're playing as much as Tavares, and they're just based on who's going or based on situations, right? If they need a goal, you play a different line, like Laughton and Lorentz probably play less just because they're looking for a goal a lot of that game and the opponent and things like that. But if they're playing defensively, like if they were up 3-1 in that game, potentially that fourth line plays more than the third line. And that's great that you've got the functionality of the different lines.